Good day and welcome to another edition of Citizens Movement Radio News. Today is Tuesday, 3rd September 2025. I am Solomon Tagarofa, ready to bring you the latest news and updates. Here are today's headlines on Citizens Movement Radio News. A case of misplaced priorities is Mnangagwa splashing cars on the military amid bleeding economy. Zimbabwean youths urged to emulate Madagascar youths and resist the 2030 agenda. Women suffer most from corruption. Now let's delve into the detailed stories. ZANU-PF dictator Emmerson Mnangagwa yesterday handed over 200 brand new top-of-the-range vehicles to top-ranking officials of the military. The move is seen by critics as an attempt by Mnangagwa to win over military support in his quest to extend his term of office beyond 2028. Speaking to CMR, the former Lubengura Magwegwe MP Eric Igono castigated Mnangagwa's government for misplaced priorities, saying the government must instead focus on improving lives of ordinary citizens. Let's hear him speaking.
The government of Zimbabwe, and especially its leader, Mr. Mnangagwa, has got an unbelievable obsession with cars. At a time when major institutions like Impilo Theatre is not working, you see the government of Zimbabwe splashing millions and millions of dollars on vehicles for military people. And you tend to wonder, what is the priority of this government? People's lives are at risk because of malfunctioning equipment in hospitals, but the government is busy splashing money on vehicles. This is madness of the highest order. These people need psychiatric evaluation. Their choice of priorities is at the very least shocking. And the people of Zimbabwe every day are being given a reason to reject this government and to, with immediate effect, retire it and put an establishment that is going to prioritize important aspects of our people's lives, not luxury vehicles.
Zimbabwean youths have been urged to emulate their counterparts in Madagascar who are protesting against water shortages and power cuts. The protests led to President Henry Rajoelina dissolving the government yesterday due to mounting pressure. Former opposition youth leader Stephen Sakos Chuma told the CMR that Zimbabwean youths must emulate their counterparts in Madagascar and stop the 2030 agenda and also demonstrate against corruption and unemployment. Let's hear more from him.
Our message to the young people in Zimbabwe across all the political divide is that they must take a leaf from young people in Madagascar who rose against the dictatorship of Andry Rajoelina, demanding that they must have access to water, demanding that they must have electricity. The problems in Madagascar are not big as compared to Zimbabwean problems. Therefore, we are very much worried if young people in Zimbabwe keep on being silent at a critical time like this, when the country is facing electricity blackouts, when the country is one of the highest unemployment rate in the region, when the country has a high rate of corruption, thanks to Emmerson Mnangagwa's cronies like Kudabasha Tagwirei and Wikino Chivai. So our clarion call to young people of Zimbabwe is that they must emulate young people from other parts of the African continent who have shown that it is possible to take on the regime. We have shown that it is possible to question the order of the day. We can't continue at this rate. We can't allow Emmerson Mnangagwa to speak about 2030 when we know that the constitution clearly says that a president must have 2 terms. So it is on us as young people to demand that Emmerson Mnangagwa must step down at the end of his 2-year term and also demand accountability from the government. This is our call to young people in Zimbabwe across the political divide.
One of the leaders in opposition, Stabile Mlilo, has said women suffer most from corruption by individuals linked to Emmerson Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF government. Mulilo told CMR that the number of maternal deaths in hospitals is a direct result of corruption, where millions of US dollars from taxpayer funds are enjoyed by the so-called tenderpreneurs instead of being directed toward the health sector. Let's hear more from her.
Good evening, listeners. I hope I find you well wherever you are. And just to put my few thoughts on the issue of corruption and what it's actually doing towards women. Corruption is actually left women being at the very bottom of the receiving end of everything, because at the end of the day, with all the corruption that is happening in the country, it's us the women who mostly suffer, because women, we are the ones who are actually look after the whole family and also look at our children mostly. And you find that at the end of the day, when all this corruption is actually when all this corruption is actually happening in this country, money is being lost, jobs are being lost, nothing is actually moving in this country. And when it comes to health, there is no accessible or quality sexual and reproductive health services for both girls and women. It's not even available in this country. And also, there's no financing of maternal health. You'll find that HIV prevention, there's a lot of women who are affected by that, and also the menstrual health management and essential medicines. It's not even available in the country, but at the end of the day, you'll hear that there are tenders that are actually happening in this country, and then you wonder where all this money is going to when women are actually suffering, when the health sector is being affected by everything. So really, women are being left to suffer on their own, and nothing really is happening to help them as human beings, in which we say that human rights are also women rights. So women are really suffering. Thank you very much.
Mashonaland West Women Proportional Representation MP Honorable Mutsamurombedzi has raised concern over increase in rape cases of minors. Her comments comes after a video circulating online of Form 4 students at an unnamed school in Manicaland who gang raped a Form 1 pupil. Meanwhile, the Zimbabwe Republic Police, ZRP, yesterday announced the arrest of 2 students aged 16 from Masasa High School in Marange, Manicaland. The boys were arrested in connection with a viral social media video in which they are seen taking turns to rape a 17-year-old girl. Both the victim and the suspects were not named by the police for ethical reasons. In a separate case, a suspect who allegedly raped a 13-year-old grade 7 learner at Rizeli bus terminus is now in police custody. CMR spoke to the Citizens Welfare Bureau Chief Senator Amai Wongai Tome on this concerning matter of cases of rape and abuse across the country. She said the recent cases of schoolgirls being raped are deeply disturbing and perpetrators must face tough sentences to deter others. She urged everyone to respect boundaries, value consent, and communities to work together to build a society of empathy, dignity, and safety. Let's hear more from her.
We say no to rape. You know, rape is a serious crime that involves non-consensual sexual activity. It's a violation of the person's bodily autonomy and causes significant physical and emotional harm. As women or as mothers, we say no to this animal called rape. The rise of rape cases is really a cause for concern in Zimbabwe, our country. Let us respect women and the girl child. The story of a grade 7 girl who was raped in a combi is so disturbing, and honestly speaking, why should we have such cruel people in our society? Of course, we are happy that the perpetrator has been arrested, but we would want to see him rot in jail so as to stop the would-be perpetrators from committing the same offense. There's also this story of two Form 4 students who took turns to rape a fellow student. And this is so disturbing and disgusting. We call upon our legislators in parliament to advocate for castration of these animals who lack the spirit of Ubuntu, Avana Hunu. The actions of these perpetrators have lasting consequences. They should respect boundaries, prioritize consent, and value human dignity. As a society, let us choose empathy, kindness, and respect. As communities, let us work together to create a society that values consent, supports survivors, and hold perpetrators accountable. Let us break the silence, challenge the harmful norms, and promote a culture of respect and empathy. Together, we can create a safer and more compassionate world. No to rape, no to child abuse, respect women. Taramba, nada, tana, asivumi. Thank you.
Harare Ward 16 Councillor Danford Ngadzore has revealed a plot to turn Sherwood Golf Course land in Melbourne into Stenzi, a mall and safe station. Councillor Ngadzore told Citizens Movement Radio that they will vehemently resist such plans to turn a recreational facility which is on wetlands into stands. Mr. Mnangagwa Ali Temba Mliswa, who is being used to portray VP Chengwa as corrupt, has had a rude awakening after citizens started showing evidence of Mliswa himself being involved in different cases of corruption, including taking over a thriving business from a white businessman, Paul Westwood. Meanwhile, Mliswa's former girlfriend, Susan Mutami, who now lives in exile in Australia, has pleaded with the forensic police and the army to go and dig at Mliswa farm in Shurugwi, where she claims there are human remains of many missing girls who she claims were killed for ritual purposes. Former Mount Pleasant MP and opposition official Fadzai Mahere has raised alarm over pollution of one of Harare's main water sources, Lake Chiwero. Mahere painted a bad story of how birds, aqualife, and domestic and wild animals are dying from water contaminated Chiwero water. She condemned the ZANU-PF regime of presiding over the plunder of the country's natural resources. In Seychelles, the Electoral Commission of that country announced that there will be a presidential election runoff between opposition leader Patrick Yemenini and the incumbent presidential Wavel Ramkalawani, as there was no clear winner in their first round of voting. Yemenini got 48.8% of the vote, while Ramkalawani followed closely on 46.4%. U.S. President Donald Trump and Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu agreed a peace plan to end the war in Gaza yesterday. The 20-point proposal demands the release of all remaining hostages held by Hamas in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. The deal also envisions dismantling Hamas military and political control, replacing it with a temporary technocratic Palestinian administration, as well as a Trump-led international board, including figures like former UK Prime Minister Tony Blair, would oversee Gaza's reconstruction and security without forcing any displacements. However, the plans are yet to be agreed on by Hamas, who say they were not in consultation when the plans were being made. FIFA have announced that they have deducted the 3 points from South Africa for fielding an eligible player, Tebogo Mokoena, during their World Cup qualifier against Lesotho in March. FIFA also slapped the South African Football Association SAFA with a 200,000 rands fine. The discipline action leaves South Africa still top but tied on 14 points with Benin, with Nigeria and Rwanda only 3 behind on 11 points. Next month, South Africa play Rwanda and Zimbabwe in their final 2 qualifiers. In an English Premier League match played last night, Everton were held 1-1 at home by West Ham. Michael Keane opened the scoring for Everton in the 18th minute, but West Ham captain Gerard Bowen found the equalizer on the 65th minute. This was the new West Ham coach Nuno Espirito Santo's first match in charge since his appointment. To conclude our Citizens Movement radio news, here are the headlines once more. A case of misplaced priorities as Mnangagwa splashing cars on the military amid bleeding economy. Zimbabwean youths urged to emulate Madagascar youths and resist the 2030 agenda. Women suffer most from corruption.